Another type of disclosure in the footnotes relates to information that we just can't quantify. The most common is legal proceedings. Where do we stand when it comes to litigation? Events that occur after the financial statements that users of financial statements might want to know more about. This information is disclosed in the footnotes because we can't always include it in the financial statements, a lot of times because it's not quantifiable. For example, Altria, they sell cigarettes. Do they have pending lawsuits? You would not believe how many pending lawsuits they have, but you can read all about it. They have page after page after page related to litigation. That's all disclosed in the notes to their financial statements. They will tell you cases they've won, cases they've lost, the status of cases that are still in progress. They may not know how much it's going to cost, but they will tell you the status so that you as a potential investor, as a potential creditor, as a potential employee, you'll be able to ascertain what's the future of this company looking like. And you may not be able to see it with perfect clarity, but information in the notes, though it can't be quantified and put in the financial statements, you still need to know about it. Altria is an example of a company that puts a lot of information in the footnotes, in their case related to lawsuits. Another purpose of the notes is to provide supplementary information. This is just information in addition to what's contained in the financials that may not make its way into the financials, but is important for you to know. Business segments, for example, Amazon. They'll tell you about their online store. They'll tell you about their web services that they provide. They'll tell you about their grocery store, Whole Foods, and how that's doing. They'll break their sales results down into segments. In addition, companies will tell you how their sales break down across geographical area. That's important to know. If they are heavily concentrated in a high-risk geographical area, for example, we'd want to know about that. That information, that supplementary information, is included in the notes to the financial statements. As an example, ExxonMobil, for example, their future has a lot to do with oil and natural gas reserves, and there's a big difference between proved reserves and unproved reserves. Oh wow, what's the difference? Well, they tell you exactly what it is in the notes to the financial statements. And then in addition to telling you the difference between proved and unproved reserves, they also disclose how much of proved reserves and where in the world it's located. They look at their proved reserves and they break it down, for example, between the United States, Canada, Europe, Africa, Asia, Australia. They'll tell you where in the world all their reserves are. That's with crude oil. They'll tell you about it with natural gas. They'll tell you about it with regard to bitumen, which is a petroleum byproduct that's used to create roads. They'll tell you where in the world all these things are located, and that's you can't quantify that and put it in the financial statements, but it's information that's important to assess the future of this company. So the notes to the financial statements, there's very important information in the notes. It relates to the assumption the company makes. It relates to additional information that the user of the financial statements might be interested to. To get that, you have to look at the notes to the financial statements. The financial statements, the big three, very important. The notes also contain some very important information.